Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have GRAGAS, who is absolutely Rabia killers with his damage at the moment. This is something I put in the hidden OP junglers a few weeks ago on the main channel, and we put in the Mundo, we put in the GRAGAS, and you know, the more I looked at it, the more I looked at the data, the more I looked at the play rates, the more I looked at the actual games, I was like, you know what? This is actually quite strong and quite viable for those who want to carry. Always, when you clear a ward here, give it to your laner so that they can use the level 2 advantage. Thumbs up. Now, if you're doing a control ward start, same thing works, but obviously here we're going straight up for the scanner because GRAGAS and all other Gragai are typically ganking junglers. We're not going to AFK farm. We're not going to look to kind of 5-6 camp sequence and chill, although you could. I wouldn't advise it. So in this game, instead of having Electrocute one-shot Giga Smash, which is the default room page, yes, you can of course go Dark Harvest for scaling, but you can, in the third possible room page, is go, as you see on your screen right now, for Strike, investment into your future itemization, and we are building full AP and focus entirely on making sure we one-shot people. Now, we do have here a Sylas support. Now, not this exact guy, but I did play with another Sylas support in the same elo range the other day. Dude had like a 60% win rate in 60 games, and I was like, this is never going to work. It worked, really did. So in this one, we're actually going to have here, you know, our top lane is going to do a good job, and we're not really going to get a lot of things going early, and we will have a gold deficit to the enemy team. So a little bit of a comeback here, and it's going to be on the GRAGAS to make sure we can figure out a way to navigate this and carry. So when your laners kind of run away with things early, as you'll see the Camille we're doing a bit, it's not always a free win, right? You still have to play properly and play around that. So the Diana goes here into this, which means we're most likely looking at a 5 camper into some bottom lane action. Weird, right? But I've been talking about this. Always doing a blind 6 camper is predictable, counterable, trackable, and it can lead to misfortune. So in this case, she's going for that 5 camper, but the Heimerdinger uses his pride for a ward of the wall here. And now in the new changes coming forward in Season 13, yeah, you know, you can actually ping these things if you see them place. So if Diana sees it place, she can ping it, and they'll have that tracker on the map. For a full explanation of all the changes I just released on my main channel, I'll link it below, all my thoughts on the changes and all the changes that are coming for the jungle as well as the game. Now, GRAGAS is going to start off the blue buff here because, as we know, when we're doing a full clear, and I said, he doesn't look to do it, but he can do it. And that's the beauty of it at the moment. You can see this, a very good example of a red side into blue side, wolves into Grump and blue together, clear. You're not going to be coming out at like a 313, like a Kane. You're not going to be beating everybody else. First blood there to the Camille. We have the push here by the Kai'Sa and the Lulu against the Sylas and the Kog'Maw, which, you know, should always happen. And we'll get this free one at 328. So it's definitely slow, but if you know they're starting in the opposite direction, you can, of course, adjust your clear to do so. And the other side of the coin, here she is. This is quite slow. From GRAGAS' perspective, we don't really know what she's doing, but we do know that her Krugs are available. We do know that she should be on the bottom side. We do know that we'll have the 417 Raptor spawning, so let's go and do some counter jungling. And this is the beauty of it. Yes, you want to gank, but if there's really no hyper gankable lanes, like here, you know, Heimerdinger will push. Heimerdinger is difficult to gank, as you can see, especially with no CC, especially with the turrets. And basically, she's going to be forced with no dive here to loot back up to try double skull and to take these Krugs. GRAGAS does have to be very, very cautious here about being caught, because she's going to look for this, right? Oh no, she actually wants a repeat gank. Exhaust comes through into the minion wave here, into the turrets. That's not the gank you want to do. And that's why GRAGAS here, we're going to float in for the top lane here. We see the solo kill from our Camille. We say we have a nice angle from our counter jungling. Let's go. Body slam is free. Q is obviously a slow, and W gives us that empowered, and then we can just do a little bit of belly slapping. Excellent gank. I love this. I love this. We recognize enemy jungle started top going bottom lane. That means the slow full clear isn't an issue for us because this will be free for us. We also know that this is pretty much undiveable, this is pretty much ungankable, and this took care of business. So now you're in the battle of, well, normally I'm screwed as a ganking jungler in these situations because I can't fall back to my camp. So GRAGAS knows he actually can. And the damage he's going to build, disgusting, absolutely disgusting. I will input a GRAGAS into the Zada GG guides. We'll have, what, 30 junglers, 30 plus junglers available by Friday, Saturday. So do keep an eye out on the Zada GG guides. If your jungler isn't in the system yet, it will be very, very soon. I'm very excited about all the stuff coming from there, and we'll put GRAGAS into. So here we go and smite this to get a charge down, because if 2 charges don't waste it, we see a low Kai'Sa and a low Lulu overcommitting, so we're going to do the flash body slam, the miss it. We do get the auto, unfortunately. She will live. We force the flash there from the Lulu, but we should have an empowered W. He's trying so close. He's trying, chucks another W. We are going to get attacked by the Diana here. We body slam in. The Sylas uses his E to get in between them, and of course the Diana flashes. So we burn. a lot of sums, but we die. And if we just waited a little bit on that flash body slam, yeah, she's dead, right? So a bit unlucky, but of course, I like looking at games where a jungler has to play in a different way than what they're meant to in order to win, because it shows adaptability. It shows understanding of your champion archetype, your damage spikes, and how to play the jungle. If you only know how to do one thing, for example, 3-camp gank on Gragas, and that's it, then you're not a very good jungler. You know, being able to adapt here like this is really, really good. The first RNG crab is coming, which means we're going to go ahead and do this. We saw the Diana down here. She's gone for deep wards here, probably going to try and gank this. We're going to snack this. Definitely need to snack this. There we go. You know, at this point, I think it's obvious you're probably going to be counter jungled a little bit from that gank. That's a very, very costly death. And specifically, the first gank was great. The second gank wasn't as good. It's close, though. Very, very close. And we burned a lot of sums. So it's tragic, but still good. Right. How are we going to carry this game? Let's see. The gold lead, we're tied at the moment. What's going to happen that's going to cause such a kerfuffle? We go on now for an invade to ward the enemy red to try and snack that away. The Gragas knows that, look, she's most likely either going to stick away, counter jungle everything and dive, or she's going to reset and go topside again. So I don't really want to make this aggressive play. I'm going to fall back to my blue side here. And of course, we see on the map, see, we don't know this. We see on the map that the red disappears. We see the Ari here. I haven't seen this game. There's a Diana. And I'm trying to keep myself as fresh as possible. There we go. As expected. Diana's chilling, saying, okay, well, that's a waste of my time. Gragas is saying, well, I lost my Raptors, I lost my red. She probably thinks that Gragas is going to go and steal that red buff. Gragas is actually like, you know what? Actually, I'm going to try and stop a little bit of this dive. And I think in this situation, the execute is unlucky again. So the Kaiser getting away with things. But this is good. This is fine. Yeah? Remember, overcorrection on a course can be just as bad as undercorrection. Yeah? You know, you think, oh, they're going to dive this. You go for this action of collapsing and you die. I mean, that's sad. But here, you know, if I go down, she's taking it. But if they're going for the dive, I can at least be there to impact it. Because you're never going to outfarm a Diana, right? I can see that we are, and you can see that we are, but in theory, you should not be out-CSing Diana when it comes to AFK farming. But we are, because we've had crucial counter junglings, good snacking of crabs, and a couple good ganks, and of course holding the wave here. This helps, you know, holding CS waves. So he shows up mid lane with the red. Diana should see this, that this red is gone, but we see here the Camille and the Aatrox. She's now 3-0-0. She's going to go all in the Aatrox here. Who wins in the Battle of the Titans? Of course, Aatrox. Balanced champion. Succeeds. Shut down. Huge. So now gold lead is 1k for the red team. We now have no camps on the side, which gives Diana a lot of control, you know, on the map. Like, does she just want to come down and take this stuff and then take the dragon? Good Ocean Dragon for us. Or does she want to go and take her topside camps and maybe invade this and take the Herald and Snowball a lane? So these are the possibilities she has. We see the plant gets hit over, so we're gonna have a look here as well. You should always have a look when a top laner has killed and overstayed and gotten really low, and we'll obviously lazy back here. So you just wait for the wave so that you don't get tanked by the wave. His lazy back will happen here. We can just straight up go in and we get hit by the Q1, but we can body slam Q and avoid the second Q. Now, normally we would contest this, but don't forget, this cleanup is crucial. Shut down Death Time and now moving down. We have here the Heimerdinger going to shift on him. We have the Diana's probably going to get this. She snacks it away. Remember for Gragas, we hit the slow on the barrel roll there. We do have the body slam up again. We will have our ultimate up again. We do have smite up again. Diana ult, it doesn't really matter because we body slam ult. Body slam Q. And now, of course, we have the ult boof. Can we hit another Q? We drink our drink because the drink is important. Drink gives us damage resistance. Drink also gives us percentage max HP scaling with AP on our next auto attack to the target and surrounding in the area. It's a really strong ability. And on a low cooldown, like 4 seconds, right? Yeah, 4.17 seconds at this stage. So using that to tank damage and also do more damage, beautiful. And obviously mobility is crucial, slows the mobility. We're gonna go ahead here and, you know, snack an extra plate for us. Yeah, I think that's nice and juicy. Remember, in this particular situation, when she's done all of this and gotten it, she's gonna go straight to the bottom line here. So let's have a look. And now you ping and you say, guys, back off. And then they don't. And then they try this and then they dive and then Diana gets a double kill and you're going, no. Right? Mm-hmm. So gold lead is now equal. Good job, Cogmore, getting a little bit of a shutdown here. Because they're resetting, and yes, you might have an RNG crab here. Yes, you might have this dragon. But because everyone's resetting, you don't want to go and coin flip it in that moment. Hey! So you're 3-0-0 in lane. You chuck your own lead. We help you clean up. And then you take our grump. Filthy top laners. And they're getting buffs in their experience. Bitches. I said it. All right. But we do go on the Aatrox here. A lot of damage. Balanced champion. Aatrox decides to become an angel, gets trapped in the hexagon of doom, and wow. Well done. Okay. I'm not overselling this damage, you know? It is absolutely obscene. Our mid laner died in our jungle to a Kai'Sa. And now we're going to lose plates. Oh well, we're 3-1-1. We're doing our business. Let's go. Use your barrel roll out of base and of course keep moving with it, right? You can use that to gap close, get to places quicker. They are getting a couple of plates here. We don't really care about anything else. Bot lane here is now Silas versus the world. And the world will win. Because there's more of them. And he's only one. One man. Who hates those who oppress those with magic. Which is understandable because you shouldn't do that. But hey, deep wards. I hate that. But she's going top lane here. We see this here. Now, if this wasn't warded, I would 100% be sneaking in to snack this dragon. But because it was warded, you don't want to become obvious. At the same time, like, he walks over a control ward, clears a control ward. Bot lane still coin flips and waits as long as possible for the plate smacking. But now, because we know they're low and going back to base, we can sneak in for the dragon. So this is good. Patience, redirecting. Where is Gragas? Where is the fat man? What's he going to do? We wait, and then we slide on in. And because they're all basing and Diana's on the top side here, this is absolutely free. So it's a good example of patient dragon taking in games where you're fed and your team are going to throw a lead or just not have one. I mean, the Kai'Sa's 4-2, 94 CS to... I mean, the gold amount is 5-6 to 3-5. 9-6 to 3-5. I mean, I don't care how far ahead your top laner is. That's tough to navigate, especially a Lulu Kai'Sa. But we are Gragas. We are still equal in CS plus objective. We did lose a hero, but that's okay. Our gold amount compared to the Diana is plus 600 because we have 3 kills to 1, so that's fine. Now they re-shove after their base, and this is what I like, a little bit of loot pathing. You can always go back up to the Raptors, Red Krugs, and they gank it. Or if there's not enough time because you took so long doing this, you just take one camp, especially an edge camp, and now go for this gank. But we do have to find a way to offset and impact this lead. Now, when they say don't gank a losing lane, it's don't gank a losing lane when you are also losing. If you're really giga fed, hello Ari, if you're really giga fed, you can totally go for a 3v2, but the Ari cuts us off here, so it's very good. We do force her ult, Kog'Maw does this, we'll scan and clear this vision. So that's, yeah, unlucky, but I liked the intent there. Because Kai'Sa and Lulu are going to feel like he did the dragon, you know, pissed off, we say no. I'm actually here. You get the shutdowns, you get the push 3v2. And the time investment here is worth it, because she's top lane here. Hello, Kai'Sa. I think we're wasting a lot of time now. That's what we call, you know, ganking a Kog'Maw. I get it. I get the frustration because it's like, go in. And Silas is like, he doesn't want to go in, right? He just doesn't want to do it anymore. Because every time he goes in, he's just getting wiped and the Kog'Maw's keeping a huge distance and Silas Kog'Maw's not probably a very good duo. And now, of course, everyone fights and then like Gragas is like, so those new pings that we're going to get in Season 13 for these bot lane ganks are great. But again, like, this is still a very big commit from the bot lane. No, we don't have a ult. Can we just cheese and wait? We have a flash up. Can we flash? Can we drink and then flash body slam? Drink? Flash body slam flash in this case. Chuck the W on the tower. Not enough, but we'll have it up again very, very shortly. What are we at now? 10 seconds, all right? Because max Q into body slam. Q. Drunk man strikes. So even if your bot lane does what they do, you can still do what you do by doing to them what you wanted to do to them earlier when you couldn't do it to them. You know what I mean? Good, you should. Now, of course, she goes top lane here, which is exactly what you'd expect, equal to an opposite gameplay. Camille has a huge lead, loses a huge lead. Aatrox is an absolutely disgusting champion. I do not know how he's not being nerfed. And maybe he is, actually. I haven't even read the patch notes for this week, but he should be. So back to base we go. Now we have Night Harvester, Shadow Flame, Dark Seal, and some booties. Cute little booties, little cotton slippers for the cut. And here we go, he misses that E. Ult activation mode. The Silas support is not looking particularly juicy at this point. We're going... No. I'm not clickbaiting the damage. It's hilarious. It really is truly and utterly ridiculous. Those changes, I described them in the Hidden OP Jungles video, so I don't want to repeat myself. But those changes to Gragas, AP ratio buffs, really beautiful. And of course, the Night Harvester buffs were classic. And yeah, we don't really build Zhonya's, but again, still buffs, right? You can and should build Zhonya's to a certain degree, especially as an engaged champion, but we don't have to with our mobility. You could build it after Shadow Flame here, quite normal to build it actually. But the plus 15 AP, the extra haste, it's worth the invest, and particularly because we go first strike, right? I mean, again, the gold gain is 210, but if you get 210 plus 550 from the treasure hunter, that's already 700 plus gold. And once you get to 1,000, 1,500, it's a free needlessly large rod. Huge amounts of return. You know, the damage, of course, has been nerfed multiple times on first strike, but it's still enough for Gragas. And again, Night Harvester has its own built-in electrocute, right? It's its own fancy itemized electrocute. So you don't need electrocute to do that instant proc. Electrocute with it just makes it more hilarious. You get it? But when we have first strike, we're like, well, I'm already going to pop you. Might as well invest in other itemizations quicker, which is what he's done. So now we have, of course, the shutdowns. Why is it that Aatrox is always seemingly losing sometimes and then just like 1-6-2 and then you look at the fight, you're like, that guy doesn't look like he's 1-6-2 because he has Eclipse. And of course, Eclipse needs to be nerfed, but right. Overcommits in the mid lane, please. Yes, I would like that. Ward gets spotted. Can we one-shot someone potentially? I think we should one-shot someone. Can we just one-shot the Aatrox? There we go. Body slam Q and the stun. The ult. Beautiful. And another slow with that one. Okay, she's forced to flash here. We can body slam this into the charm. Don't really care, didn't ask. We also have damage reduction we could use. Nice job by the Hammerdinger there. We get the assist. And Silas goes in and actually does something remotely useful by stealing the ult of the Diana. She gets autoed down and killed by the bot man. And now we can take another dragon. So 8-1-2. Night Harvester. 1100 bonus damage. I don't know why people rip on this item. It's a beautiful item. I build it on Zyra when I'm against really high DPS comps. Like if I'm against a squishy comp with a lot of burst and like a Karthus, for example, the HP on Night Harvester plus a damage component, obviously 90 AP, you got the HP, you got the haste, and obviously this here, the haste, as a mythic passive that we like in Leandries, we also have here Night Harvester, and that's huge for cooldown rotations on the E and for cycling, of course, which is what Gragas wants as well. But it just gives so much survivability and damage if you're not in a situation where those plants aren't going to do a lot. You see, he went for the cutoff, but it didn't work. Ult up in 6, though. I mean, that's a pretty low cooldown for such a good ability, right? 71 seconds already? We're not even 16 here. We chuck that out. She repositions. Lulu now has no flash, so we can go hunting. I mean, does a drunk man hunt? I mean, he hunts for pizza, right? Or fries, if you prefer. She goes in, gets body slammed, gets stunned. Obviously, you got the stun and the knock-up component as well, so it's not the same thing. And of course, because Lulu ulted and then killed, we activate the Herald, which we snuck, and we're going to use that on the mid lane, break that open. Hammerdinger is now splitting in the bot lane. He's taking the... I don't know what he's doing. I mean, Cogmores are such an enigma to me. And now we're going to go and take some of their jungle camps, which is exactly what we want to do. But we don't want to die for it. Yeah, smite it. There's nothing else for us to smite, so might as well smite that. This is not compromised. He should steal this and get out. This is a nice 1v9 carry performance. We were losing by a decent amount of gold. You see in the match history, the gold gap is consistent for a little bit of time, and it's all really on the Gragas now. You're an assassin. We can go trap. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, dear. It seems I was caught in their jungle. Oh, no. Anyway. Wait, what is this damage? This is giving me Season 3 flashbacks. And those are not pleasant flashbacks, okay? You have a red. Can we have this one? You have a red. Do you really need 2 reds? Exactly right, stupid ADC. This is a body slam over the wall into the plant, but it doesn't matter. She gets stunned. Oh, hello, Flashless Lulu. Let me use my empowered auto attack there and keep auto attacking you. I was going to smite you. We get ulted by that Diana. It doesn't really matter. Take another drink. Body slam into that Q. Flash on after repositioning, and the Silas does some stuff. Because he took the Lulu's ult and gave it to us. This is a strong package. Really is. I'm not memeing you guys about this now. It is a very strong build when done correctly. We've got 3,000 in pocket now. Go back to base. Straight up needed this large rod, okay, at this stage, because no one is surviving our damage at this point when you have this lead. This is, of course, the argument, of course... I sound like Max Verstappen. Honestly, I watch too much. There is the argument that, you know, when you're ahead, you just build tanky. But yeah, I mean, you could, but if we're already unkillable and we already kill them and the issues they're going to become more tanky, then more damage. They die faster. Less time for outplays. Look at it. We're just chilling. Like, there's nothing to farm. You know, we're basically at game-ending point here. We're going to drink a drink to make sure we get that maximum HP damage here. There it is, 7, and it scales with AP. That's 7 percent plus 250 from the AP. Nice job by the Camille. Ult. Oh, we just body slam, man. The ult is a bit more fadeaway Iron Man, you know, style points, but you don't have to do that. Okay. Aatrox is now being split pushing. We could just do the Baron. Let's do the Baron. Let's see how fast we do the Baron. We do the Baron thusly. We of course have Landry's, as I said it again. We have Landry's on the Heimerdinger. I'm going to really focus on that. We kill the worm. Dragon is up. We can finish off this one. If you have enough cash monies for an itemization, you can go back to base. What do we have? I mean, we could have gotten another needless, I think, but if you can trap here and get kills, don't be too obsessed with the dragon, that's fine. Warded, obviously. Then moving on down. Really, it's just an assassin, isn't he? He's just a flanking assassin. The largest flanking assassin in the game, but a flanking assassin nonetheless. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. We got the body slam, we got the Q, we got the R, and Camille can do the rest. We're going to drink our drink, ready for that percentage HP auto, but doesn't matter. Our whole team goes down to this side of the map. And does Cogmore exist yet? Ah, he exists now. Finally, he's starting to exist because he got 2 items. Back to base. Take the Tunnel of Destiny. Hextech Dragon, hugely valuable. Yeah. I'm excited for the new Chemtech Drake, though. You guys should be, too. The enhanced map sounds really fun. All the plants will be empowered to do different things. This is funny, though. It's just absolutely chill the whole game, and now it's just an assassin in bushes. I like it. Ult is up again very, very shortly. Camille's now fighting an Aatrox plus a Diana. Hello. I mean, we all... Just pretend it didn't happen. It's okay. I mean, you are drunk. And also remember, all Warwick mains will ult and miss an ult a game. Gragas will miss a body slam, miss a Q, and then miss an ult. All in one combo. You know, it's like a rite of passage. You know, you get fed and then you just whiff all of your abilities. We do have the death cap now, by the way. The 18 stacks on our Mejai's. And you could just go void stuff next to get some more resistance-based combo. Avoid that chum with your body slam. Use a body slam for dodging spells too. It's not only an engage tool, it's a mobility tool. Through walls, over walls, under walls, in between the atoms of walls, and of course to dodge spells from less than capable players. And honestly, if you're playing in Diamond, Platinum, Gold, Bronze, Silver, Iron 85, you should be able to dodge those spells with your body slam. If you cannot, then that's a severe mechanical skill gap. Okay, we're gonna drink our drink. Chuck a Q of the wall. That did half her HP. 703 damage. It's ridiculous. It really is. Like, it really is. It's so funny. I mean, you can naturally be killed. Like, you're definitely squishy, but the damage reduction component is so big, and because that scales with your AP as well, almost said it, scales with your AP as well, you become more tanky through that spell. It's really nice. Really, really nice spell. I like that. I do like it. Drink your drink, man. Hit your empowered spells. That's why you've got the Sheen proc as well. Lichbane and Sheen builds have been a thing in the history of Gragas in different game states, but now I think the raw AP ratios and, you know, the Lichbane not being such the best item as it has been, you just keep poking with your Q. They do have decent wave clear though. It's kind of difficult for us to get into the towers. We're going to need the Soul plus the Baron potentially. It's looking quite difficult for us to get into their team, into their base. Which does happen. That's why a bit of patience is important. Most importantly here is patience. Please. Don't overcommit. Don't tower dive. Just let the waves push. Let the waves push. Chip away, chip away, chip away. Just be patient. Tell your team to be patient. Ping with a new ping wheel coming in Season 13. Be patient. Fall back. Hold. You know, get some more mana for yourself. We do need this at this stage because we're chucking a lot of W's. Keep stealing their camps so that they can get nothing back. Look for these traps. It's really imperative that you are really chilled about this. But if they're gonna overcommit, right? They just landed on it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. So good. And look, we do it again. This is fine, because look, where's the enemy team going? You know, I'm laughing at this, but this is exactly what you should be doing. You push up and they can never leave. Never, ever, ever can they leave. Right? There's nothing to take as you keep taking it. They just keep wave clearing. There's no inhibs. They're stuck in their base. It's a purgatory. They cannot leave. And that's the most important thing. You have the timers in all their camps. You have death cap. You have 25 stacks. They cannot handle you. And as soon as they overcommit and leave, that's when you move in. See, this is it. She does have the Banshee's Veil here. We are able to pop that, which is really, really nice. Chuck the Q. We missed that because don't have the range. Our arms have limited range of motion. Understandably so. Silas is also its own abomination of a champion. This is just funny. That was really well played off of the Gragas, and now they fall back to Baron, but that should be game pretty much. Yeah. They have realized Night Harvester 2,819 damage in the end. You can't see that, but you'll see the match history. You did buy a Void Staff to finish, as I mentioned you could. Obviously, without the Magi's, then that Zhonya's becomes go-to. Really great look at the power of AP Gragas and how to play it, and also if you can't get those ganks early through like a Red Raptor's Grump, you can full clear if you're tracking and sequencing properly and getting those counter junglings and good opportunistic ganks without forcing it. Really fun game. Hope you enjoyed and learned something. Please do like, share, and comment if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and the main channel, and as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial. And Zara GG. And Patreon if you want coaching.